Have you ever gone into the grocery store for just two things and somehow came out with $50 worth of food and snacks you didn't even know you wanted? Yeah, me too. But today we're going to flip the script with 14 uncommon grocery hacks that actually will save you money without making you feel like you're missing out. I'm Joy of Frugal Creative Living, and I'm always looking for ways to spend less and create more. And today we're going to get into some grocery saving tips that maybe you haven't heard a million times before. These are some little habits and mindset shifts that can quietly trim your grocery bill every time you shop. So let's go. Use the shop high to low trick. And here's the thing, grocery stores are in the money making business. So they tend to put the pricier, higher margin stuff right at eye level because that's where our gaze naturally lands. And the real bargains are usually either up top or down low. So next time you're strolling through the aisle, start shopping high to low instead of just grabbing the first things you see. There have been times when I was reaching for my regular box of cereal, but I glanced up and noticed the exact same cereal in a bigger family size box for $1 less per ounce. And the store was counting on me being lazy, but I had my eyes open and got a better deal. Try reverse meal planning. So instead of planning meals and then shopping for the ingredients, just flip it. Start with the ingredients that are on sale or in clearance bins or meats that are marked down, and then create the meal plan. So if chicken breast is 50% off or a bag of collard greens is significantly marked down, those become the stars of the week's meals. It can save you so much money each month if you aren't married to a specific meal plan and can keep it flexible. Do a fridge first grocery pause. So before you head out to the store, make yourself cook at least one full meal from what's already sitting in your fridge or pantry. Even skipping just one grocery trip per month can save $40 to $80. Plus, it helps clear out those half-used sauces and random bags of frozen green beans. Over the last several months, just when I think it's about time for me to go grocery shopping, I'll stop and look in the freezer and my cabinets to see if we have enough proteins, pasta, rice, and veggies to take us another week. And if we do, I scrap the whole grocery trip and then just go the following week. We have been spending so much less money on groceries this way. And one thing that you can do is create a use it up board. You can make a small magnetic dry erase board with a picture frame and put it on the fridge. And each week, just list 3 things that you decide must be eaten before your next grocery trip. This just makes it visual and keeps you from wasting food that you've already spent money on. Smaller might be smarter. Sometimes the big box deal isn't really a deal at all. This especially applies to food items that you think your family is going to eat, but they never seem to finish. So let's say you see a jumbo pack of sandwich cookies on sale. The price per cookie is lower, so it looks like you're saving money. But if the pack is so big that half of the cookies end up going stale before anyone eats them, then you just paid extra for the privilege of throwing food away. So instead of just asking, is it cheaper per ounce? Ask yourself, will we actually use all of this before it goes stale? Sometimes the smaller pack is the smarter buy because you're paying for what you'll actually use, not what's going to sit on your shelf or just go to waste. Set a price anchor for 10 core items. So you just want to pick 10 things you always buy: milk, eggs, chicken, apples, rice, whatever, and memorize your target price for each of them. That way, when you see sale, you know if it's a real deal or if it's just clever marketing, because sometimes the stores mark up the price before they mark them down. For me, cereal is one of my anchor items. I know my max price for cereal is $3 and some change. And if all the cereals are above that, I'll wait and we have other options for breakfast. Something that you can do if maybe your memory isn't that great is to design a pocket price chart. Just use an index card or print a mini chart with your 10 anchor prices. You can laminate it or just cover it with clear packing tape and then keep it in your wallet. Or you can keep the list in a notes app on your smartphone. It just becomes your cheat sheet for spotting true deals. Build a backup meal shelf or bin. Keep 2 to 3 dirt cheap shelf stable meals on hand. It could be pasta, beans, tuna. That way, when money is tight or prices are exceptionally high, you might be able to skip shopping altogether and just grab something from your little backup shelf. It's like your pantry becomes a little savings account that you can eat. Something you can do is build a meal in a bag kit. Just take a gallon-sized zip bag or repurpose some other bag and put all of the dry ingredients for one cheap backup meal inside of it, like a cup of rice, a can of tuna, and a can of green beans. You can label it emergency dinner number 1, and then stack up a few of these with different items in it so that you'll always feel prepared. Time your shopping strategically. So meat, bakery, and produce sections often do their markdowns around the same times each week. Just ask your store clerk or the butcher when the markdowns happen. So in my store, it tends to be weekday mornings. One time I got this huge pack of chicken thighs for half off. I was able to freeze it and stretch it across 5 different dinners. Timing really is everything. Use the don't touch it rule. This one is more psychology than it is math. If you pick up an item, you are far more likely to buy it. So if it's not on your list, don't even touch it. And it might sound silly, but it really works. I have had my hand on the handle of the Breyers ice cream freezer so many times, but when I kept walking, my food budget and my belly were thankful. Test drive alternative stores. Once a month, just swap your usual store for a discount grocer or an ethnic food market. Basics like rice, spices, frozen veggies can be 30 to 60% cheaper at a lot of these spots. Not long ago, I went to the grocery outlet in my area and discovered that some of my favorite brands were $1 to $2 cheaper than at my regular store. So it really does pay to just venture out a little and try someplace new. Use the 2-store strategy. Instead of trying to do all your shopping in one place, split it. And this works well for me because I have a Walmart right next to my grocery store. So at store A, I can stock up on pantry staples and a lot of the refrigerated foods. And then at store B, I can get my fresh produce and meat deals. And yes, it takes a little bit more planning, but when I stick to the list that I create ahead of time, it usually saves me about $20 each trip. And when you're preparing, just make a split store shopping list. So you can use the store apps on your phone to compare the prices and then take a piece of paper, fold it in half, and on one side, write the staples that you're going to buy at store A. And then on the other side, write the items that you're going to buy at store B. And it just helps to keep you nice and organized. Build a freezer swap habit. Before shopping, shop your freezer. Maybe you forgot about that bag of frozen broccoli or the bread that you stashed last month. When you see that it's in there, you can scratch it off your list. And this one habit alone can shave $15 off your grocery bill. Try the one cheaper swap challenge. Each time you shop, swap just one name brand item for the store brand or whatever brand you use, try a cheaper brand. And that's it. When you have 10 to 15 items in your cart, those swaps can easily save you $10 to $20. And half the time in my house, nobody really notices the difference. And even when they do, most of the time they're still okay with the taste. Track your budget drainers. Budget drainers are those little things that make their way into your cart and slowly drain your grocery money without you even realizing it. And things like pre-cut fruit, fancy yogurt, cups, or single serve snacks. They feel necessary, but they're not, and the cost starts to add up. I tracked mine for a month and realized I was spending $20 a month on the variety packs of chips alone. I ended up switching to the family size bag of the store brand chips and saved enough to cover a whole dinner. If you're snacky like my family is, you can start a snack tracker jar. So every time you don't buy one of your budget drainers, like that $4 cup of yogurt, just drop that amount of cash or a slip of paper with that amount into a jar. Watching it pile up is visual motivation to, number one, cut down on those snacks, and number two, you can redirect that money towards a savings goal. Always leave one fun item in the cart. Deprivation backfires. So if you cut out every single treat, you'll eventually splurge bigger later. So just give yourself permission to keep one fun item in the cart. For us, it might be a pack of cookies or a box of cupcakes, and that little allowance keeps us satisfied, but without going over the shopping budget. If you're kind of like a tactile person, then you can start a treat envelope. Just decorate a small envelope with some washi tape or stickers or doodles or whatever sparks your joy, and then put a $5 bill in it for that fun cart item. It just makes it feel more like it's a planned, guilt-free reward instead of an impulse splurge. So these were some money-saving grocery tips that are about shifting your habits, thinking differently, and giving yourself some grace and being a little creative along the way. Because the truth is, frugal living isn't about never spending. It's about spending smarter and spending less so that you can create more joy with the money that you keep. If you found even one tip today that you would like to try, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. And if grocery savings is your jam, watch this video on 10 unexpected grocery hacks to keep you on budget. And remember to spend less, create more, and I will see you next time. Bye.